Walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. I know it's no illusion, it's a dream that's sweet.
Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who's all about that Disney life. We're going to do something a little bit different for this video. I'm taking a break from the rides and attractions because it's just too much right now. And I have decided to show you some pictures that I have of my centerpieces from my wedding. So I have said this before, I did have a Disney-themed wedding. My husband was all on board at that for me to have a Disney-themed wedding. And we planned the centerpieces. This was during the COVID times, so it was a great time to plan the wedding and the reception and what I wanted for centerpieces. And my sister, who was my maid of honor, she helped me not only find the stuff for the centerpieces, she single-handedly pretty much made and created all of the stuff for the centerpieces for my wedding. It was really just insane how amazingly talented she is. And I am going to go through the different pieces that were part of the bridal party table and also the guests' table for each of the centerpieces. So without further ado, here we go. So this first picture right here, this is a tribute to 101 Dalmatians. So basically all of these centerpieces, these are plates that we got at Michael's, and we painted and decorated the plates as need be to go with the figurines or the stuff that we got or to go with the Disney movies. So I believe my sister, she painted this plate. She painted it all white, and she painted the different black Dalmatian spots. We found all of the Dalmatian dolls that you see on this plate and Cruella de Vil all in one bag. In Canada, we have this secondhand store called Value Village. That was a godsend, basically, because you could get secondhand stuff for a really cheap price, which is great when you're planning a wedding. So what we did is that we went through this bag, and my sister and I decided the rim of the plate, those were going to be for the dogs that were lying down. So my sister hot glued all of the lying down dogs around the rim. And the second row, those are the dogs that were sitting basically either on their two back paws or on all fours. And my sister made bases for the sitting dogs because they wouldn't stay correctly on the plate just so, or my sister just wanted them to be a little bit taller. And then we have Cruella in the middle, and this figurine is actually from the 102 Dalmatians movie because I recognize this as these Dalmatians. If you're a 90s kid, you'll remember that these were all McDonald's toys. These were all part of McDonald's Happy Meals. So this next picture is a tribute to Alice in Wonderland, and this was my sister's favorite centerpiece to work on. So the base of the centerpiece, you can kind of see it. It's we bought a deck of cards from a dollar store, and my sister hot glued the deck of cards to represent the Queen of Hearts card army onto the plate. And all of these items were found at Value Village, a secondhand store. So the clock that you see there, that is for the White Rabbit. My sister repainted it gold. The teapot, it's a brass teapot, and my sister did many coats of that orange. The bottle, and I wish you could see the label, but the label, my sister made the label. It says, "Drink Me," to represent the bottle in the movie where Alice drinks it and then she shrinks. And then on top of the teapot is the Mad Hatter hat, and we were lucky to find a hat with a mouse inside of it to represent the dormouse. And I wish you could see the other side of this picture, and I'm really mad because the best thing about the centerpiece is on that other side of that teapot. You can kind of see a little bit of the purpley thing. That is the Cheshire Cat. My sister and I found a porcelain cat with a creepy smile, and my sister repainted that cat purple and pink and with the yellow eyes, and we were able to recreate this so perfectly. So this next picture is part of the wedding party or the bridal party table. My amazing mother-in-law got my husband and I each figurines because we said that we wanted the bridal party table to be representation of Beauty and the Beast. So my mother-in-law got myself and my husband these porcelain figurines. This is my husband's. It is the Beast, and he's all dressed like in white, like he's going to a wedding. And this next one is mine. This is Belle in a white version of her iconic yellow dress, and I still have these, and I will treasure them until the day I die. This next picture is also part of the wedding party table. This is Cogsworth. My sister and I spent many weeks going to Value Village. We basically went every weekend to Value Village to see what we can get our hands on for centerpiece objects, and we finally found an old clock that looked like Cogsworth, the best that we could make it. So my sister repainted this clock the color of Cogsworth, and she tested many different types of brown to get that exact brown that we wanted. So we got that color, and she repainted the clock brown, and she painted the details gold, like the way that he is. This next centerpiece is a tribute to Dumbo, and I was very happy with this one. So my sister painted the plate to look like a circus tent mat. So it is red around the rim and it's blue in the center. And we found some star stickers, and we put star stickers around the rim. And my sister found or made a base out of some porcelain pieces. And we found this porcelain elephant with big ears that looked like Dumbo. So my sister repainted that. And we also found the lion and the tiger on these little trolleys that was part of a past circus train. So she repainted the lion. And when my dad passed away, he had a collection of these porcelain clowns. And before my mom got rid of them, I asked her, can we use a couple of dad's clowns for the Dumbo centerpiece? And she said, go right ahead. And my sister repainted the clowns. And we added the red feather to Dumbo's trunk because we thought black would be a little too washed out. So we added the red feather, we hot glued it to Dumbo's trunk, and my sister hated me for making her make the centerpiece because she is deathly afraid of clowns. This next centerpiece is a tribute to Frozen. It was easy to find Frozen stuff because the first time we went into Value Village, I found Kristoff and Elsa Barbies, and I was very excited to find them. I was also lucky, another trip to Value Village, I found a porcelain Olaf to put onto the plate, and I originally had an Olaf stuffy that was my personal one that I was happy to sacrifice, but my mom said don't use too many plushies because it's just going to look too kiddish. But as you can see, the Sven, it's a plushie, so my mom said half and half is okay. So the base for this plate, you can kind of see it. It's a light blue. My sister painted it a light blue, and then she did a brush technique for the white to represent the snow. And then I had bought a package of these blue and silver and white snowflakes. My sister spread glue all over that plate. We dumped all the snowflakes onto it and shook off the excess. There was our snow scene. And I was very happy with this one, and all the figurines, they're all hot glued onto this plate. So this next picture is part of our guest book. My mom found this online for big Disney fans, and I was so happy when this arrived, and I still have it. And what it is it's Walt Disney World Castle, or the Cinderella Castle, and it has a beautiful sky in the center base around it. It's got Mickey and Minnie. It has my name and my husband's name. It had our original wedding date. We were going to get married on May 8th, 2021, but then we were still in the second or third shutdown due to COVID. I can't remember. So then I had to use a label maker to put our new wedding date, which was October 16th, and placed it over the original wedding day. It was the COVID times, everybody understood. But you can kind of see also in this picture, you can kind of see, basically I went on a stuffy hunt when I went to Value Village. I found every Disney stuffy that I could, and you can kind of see there is Mickey, you can see Minnie's bow down there, so I found a Minnie. I found Pluto, there's also a Piglet plushie. I had found Goofy, I found Tigger, I found Eeyore. I placed all of those plushies on the guest signing table. So this next centerpiece, it is a dedication to my favorite movie, which is The Little Mermaid, and I was so happy with the way this turned out because I was so worried that we weren't going to be able to find the pieces that I wanted to represent The Little Mermaid. So with this one, my sister and I found the pieces at Value Village again. I was so happy. We had, I painted the plate the blue for the ocean, and my sister added the white part to make the waves. And then we had, I bought some sand from the dollar store and some seashells, and we hot glued the plate, spread the sand around, shook off the excess, and we placed the same, we did like a shell pattern around the rim. And then we, my sister had some pearls. I don't know where she got them from. They're fake pearls, obviously, but she hot glued little pearls around there in the sand. And my bridesmaids actually helped a lot also putting these plates together for the centerpieces. So they had made this little mountain of seashells, like they hot glued them precisely to make like this seashell pyramid. And then we hot glued Eric on top of that. We found this porcelain little castle figurine that looked like the castle in Atlantica. And then behind the castle, I found a little candle holder, and I said this would be perfect for all the dingle hoppers that Ariel collects. And we found a metal cutlery set at Value Village. And the dingle hopper set, it's a fork and a knife and a spoon. So we hot glued the fork, knife, and spoon into each part of the candle holder. Ariel here, as you can see, it was part of a child's piggy bank. My sister cut off Ariel on her rock so that we can use it and hot glued her to the plate. All right, this next one here I'm very proud of because I picked this myself. This is a representation of Lumiere, and this was the closest candle holder to Lumiere that we could find. This was originally a 5 candle holder, and what was very great about this one, the top part, like the middle section, it unscrewed, and you could remove 2 of the candle holders, and then when you screwed it back on, you had 3. So it looked like Lumiere the best that we could, and it was brass. My sister found the exact yellow, painted it yellow, and we bought some candles from the dollar store, stuck them on there, and there you have Lumiere. All right, this was also one of my favorite centerpieces that I said I needed to have because this is also one of my favorite movies. This is a dedication to Mary Poppins, and we were very happy that we were able to find the pieces. So the breakdown for this centerpiece, the plate is painted like the horse race track in the Jolly Holiday sequence. So it is brown for the track, it's green in the middle. And the best thing about this were the carousel horses that we found. My sister and I went scourging for music box horses because I said, I know there has to be some somewhere. And we found 4 horses, and my sister painted each of these horses to match the exact horses in the Mary Poppins movie. I was very happy and very proud that my sister was able to do that. And my sister will tell you this, the hardest part about this whole centerpiece, getting those horses to stick to the plate, because those horses were very heavy because they were made of a very heavy wood, obviously. The one that gave us the most trouble to stay up, it was the yellow one because it was the biggest one, and it kept falling over, and we just said, what the heck, we're just going to keep it the way it is. The part in the middle, that is to represent the snow globe for the Feed the Birds sequence. And what was great about this snow globe is if you can see in the middle, that is a picture of the lady who played the bird lady. I printed the picture off of the internet. This snow globe, you could insert your own picture. So I inserted the picture of the bird lady into the snow globe to represent. And that Mary Poppins statue, that was my personal Mary Poppins that I got from McDonald's Happy Meal when I was a kid, and I happily donated that, and I don't have it anymore. Also around the plate, you can kind of sort of see it with the stickers, not really, but it spells supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I wanted that word because that's what that track and that song matched together. Okay, so this is our memory table that we had at our wedding. my husband and I, both of our dads had passed away, and we put Disney representation on either side. So this is a picture of my dad's side, and this is to represent my mom's favorite movie. It is Cinderella, because that's the nickname that my dad gave my mom, as Cinderella. So as you can see, we have we found this high heel shoe at Value Village, and it was already a grayish silver shoe. My sister just repainted it, and she added the sparkles. She just glued, add the sparkles, there you have it. And the Gus Gus in front, that was my own personal Gus Gus from my collection that I was happy to give away in donation. The Cinderella part itself, we found this Cinderella doll at Value Village, and she was missing her legs. So we were like, oh, what are we going to do? And then we found this orange pumpkin. My sister repainted the pumpkin. It was a plastic, like a foam pumpkin. And Cinderella, she had like a stick base. I think she was a part of a wedding cake topper for a kid's birthday party. I don't know. But we just stuck the stick base into the pumpkin, and there you have it. There is Cinderella. This next picture here, this is one of my favorites. My mom actually got these for myself and my husband. These are our wedding glasses. It is Mickey and Minnie dressed as a bride and groom. So you can see here, come on, they've almost been married for 100 years. Let them get married. Okay, this picture here, it is part of our guest table, as I have said. So when I talked about the castle and the guest signing in, this is what they signed on. These are wooden Mickey and Minnie heads, and they just signed their name on either the Mickey or the Minnie, and they dropped it into a slot that was on the castle. This next picture is part of the bridal party table. This is a representation of Mrs. Potts. We found an old teapot that was the right shape for Mrs. Potts, and my sister painted the pot Mrs. Potts colors, the white with the purple top and the gold trim around the bottom. What we had to do to make it look like Mrs. Potts authentically, she hot glued the teapot onto a teacup saucer. She painted the teacup saucer as the Mrs. Potts color, and she hot glued it to the saucer, and we got the right size for Mrs. Potts, and it just turned out great. This next centerpiece is a dedication to Peter Pan, and I wish it showed a full view of this centerpiece because this was one of my favorites. So the base of the plate, we painted it as the night sky. My sister added these star stickers around it to represent the night sky. We found this old alarm clock, and my sister repainted it gold, and she painted the middle white, and then she added the Roman numerals for Tick-Tock Croc. And we found these figurines of Mr. Shmee and Captain Hook, and we glued Mr. Shmee onto the clock, and on the other side, and I wish you could see it because it was the coolest thing that we ever found, we found a skull candle holder that looked like Skull Rock. So all my sister had to do was repaint it a little bit, and we glued Captain Hook onto the Skull Rock. So as you can also see, there is a little bit of a clue as of a Tinkerbell. We do have a Tinkerbell on this plate. It is a snow globe, but unfortunately the base of her snow globe, it was Christmas themed. So what my sister did was paint her base Tinkerbell green. And then also on the other side, you kind of can't see it. It is a toy of Peter Pan driving or sailing the Jolly Roger. This right here is another representation of Beauty and the Beast for the bridal party table. It is the rose, and it lit up. My mom got 2 roses, and I still have at least one, I think, that I wanted to keep. And we stuck both roses on either ends of the table to balance it out, and I just loved it, and the way that it lit up, it was just so amazing and so iconic, and it looked exactly like it. This next picture right here, this is our wedding cake topper. My mom bought this for us. It is a Mickey and Minnie, a bridal Mickey and Minnie again, and my mom got this for us. I don't know where she got it from, but I love this wedding topper, and I still have this wedding topper. It's just beautiful and amazing, and it looks like kind of the not really early Mickey and Minnie, but it looks kind of like the 1940s, 1950s, 60s, 70s. Let's just say 1940s to 1990s Mickey and Minnie, basically. And I absolutely adore this wedding cake topper. The last picture that we have here, this is my husband's side of the memory table for his dad. My husband's favorite movie is Winnie the Pooh. And I found this stuffy Winnie the Pooh at Value Village, and we found 2 jars that looked like honey pots. So my sister painted the classic blue, and she spelled out the word honey on it, as you do. And the other pot, it is painted the best that we could to the traditional brownish yellowish color. And my sister actually made these wooden bees herself, I believe, and she hot glued them onto the pots, and there you have Winnie the Pooh. And there you have it. Those are all of the centerpieces for my wedding. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.